Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to now week 4 of the PMA LCS. It's this. I'm messing up intros again. Wonderful. Tonight we have got Passive Aggressive Red Panda versus Cass's Shoe Shop. I am Rich Jirachi Maddies. I'm getting feedback in my ear. Who doesn't have a headset?
I have a headset.
Okay. Wait. I don't even know what's happening. Oh, hi. Well, I'm joined by former Gnarls Barkley, now Guy Fieri, Eric Jizq. Did I get that?
Hey, what's up,
Hey.
man?
I'm gonna assume I got the name right. And also,
It was just Q, close enough. Good.
and also by Sean Menbung Shannon. How's it going, man?
It's going good, man. It's going real good. Ready to see some high quality PMA LCS.
The man bun himself.
That's not sticking. That's not sticking. That's not
I'm
a
gonna
thing.
make it happen. I'm gonna make it a thing.
Oh no.
You can't make fetch a thing, okay? It's not gonna happen.
Why? Never mind. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know either. So we have concluded the lobby pick bans. We should be getting the actual champ select soon. Once Jimmy starts things up, there we go.
So yeah. I just want to give a kind of a rundown of the rosters here, real quick,
Yeah.
so that
Go for
our
it.
audience to know. As you said at the top of the cast, we have Passive Aggressive Red Panda. I think it's
Panda.
singular.
It's singular. Caleb will never shut up about it.
With Blackie Chan in the top lane, Elliot in the jungle, because I can't say his name. Call him Elliot all game. Violet Sociocat in the mid lane. Das Bite, for those who don't know, that is on Shantae. He had some account issues. Das Bite. And then Boomar court. Who we got over on the other side of the rift?
Well,
What's their team name again?
Cass's Shoe Shop. Is this the one you can't say?
Oh god, I got it. I got this. All right, we got Cass's Shoe Shop over on red side.
Good enough.
Jimmy on the top lane. Clumsy Chocobo in the jungle with DJ Mad Hatter in the mid lane. And the bot lane duo of Super Family Man Hoagie. That's what we're gonna call them today. They're super
family.
They're super family hoagie.
Dude, you missed out on a chance to just call him Superman, dude. Come on.
No, family hoagie. It's like what you buy at
Family
Sam's
hoagie.
Club.
Like a 2-foot-long sandwich.
Yeah, it's just like this thing that comes in bulk, and it can feed everybody. So hopefully they don't live up to their name and feed the enemy team, but their team some kills.
So yeah, so we got pick band starting to roll.
Yeah, back to things that are relevant. So we did see CSS ban Cho'Gath away from Ali, and then Aatrox Galio away from Blackie Chan / Caleb in the top lane, so he will get his hands on the Aurelia. Meanwhile, PARP has banned the Zillion Vygar targeting DG Mad Hatter and Draven, obligatory Draven ban against Family Man.
That was actually the word I was going to choose too, was the obligatory Draven ban, yo.
Obligatory Draven ban.
This Maokai top lane, I have extreme reservations.
Yeah, I think was it picked? No, the Aurelia was picked as a counter to it, I think.
I don't remember, and that's one of the
either.
tough things. Counters. First and foremost, you banned away the Aatrox and the Galio, the only other champion. Of course he's gonna, so you know that's coming. Aurelia like poops on Maokai, like royally. Give her, once she gets Triforce, Maokai cannot test Link at all, or else he just dies. Not to mention, I don't think Maokai's a very good top. I think his team fight difference making is nearly on the same level as a lot of the other choices for top lane, especially as tanks go. We'll see. I mean, I could be proven wrong.
Yeah, well,
The Teemo, however.
Yeah, no, this isn't a Teemo ADC. Where hopefully we don't have to see that.
And the Sejuani was given over to Irion Elliot.
Aurelian?
I don't really care. So,
His name's Elliot.
it's a bunch of letters that don't make a word, so you're gonna hate me for that. Don't really care.
Fight did get his hands on the Misfortune, though. That is his main comfort pick, so should be And with the Braum for protection, that's going to be a lot of damage and CC from that bot lane.
Yeah, and I'm surprised, honestly. I mean, maybe they're going for that Wombo, but Caitlyn was up, and it seemed like Caitlyn was looking as kind of his comfort pick, but the Caitlyn was even up this game, and he chose this for. Caitlyn does fairly well in Tristana, so it's not like it was a comp. They're saying, let's get the Misfortune, give us that Wombo on top of the Braum Oriole, and the Aurelia is just going to split push the game out. Like, it's a very strong 4-1 out of passive aggressive.
Yeah, and I do like this comp from Cassis Shoe Shop. It's not like the teamfight Wombo, but they do have good siege and anti-siege. You got the disengage from Janna, the Tristana with her explosive shot on the tower, and Anivia on both ends of the siege with that ult, which I need to go look up name of it. But that ult is great on both ends of a siege.
Yeah, when you're looking like across each lane, we always talk about lane pressure, like who can clear lanes faster. Aurelia probably doesn't have the push in top lane, but she definitely has the kill potential, especially if the jungler shows top there with the passive from Sejuani. That's a lane like even rework Maokai got dumpstered on by Aurelia.
Oh yeah,
this Maokai is going to just get like butt blasted by Aurelia. So
I wouldn't go that far because I think Jimmy's going to play safe. He's going to respect the fact that Caleb has pressure, and I think he's going to respect that enough to not die. But he's just never going to have pressure. Aurelia's going to always be first on the roams. Plays like.
And if I see correctly, I think both mid laners are running teleport, so there will be able to like match each other in the side waves. But if I was to look at like a straight up 5v5 team fight, I have to give it to PARP just because they have more AoE, they have better tanks for initiating, they have better peel, they have the Orianna. You don't want to fight this team in choke points. The only way that you can win is if you can get Maokai to flank with his ultimate, and then you have Anivia split the team up with like a really nice placed wall.
Exactly. And the one thing that I will say, I think while there's a better like 5v5 straight up team fight on the side of the part, Cassis Shoe Shop I think has better consistent fight damage. So if they can survive the initial burst and the combo, Anivia DPS over time is going to be Rihanna DPS, the Tristana DPS better than Fortune DPS. There we go. And I think Warwick is really good at long extended fight as well, where he can go and chase down somebody that might flee and then come back to the fight and make some plays there. So I think the extended team fight is actually on the side of Cassis.
Yeah, and I think the reason for the Tristana pick here is because you see all the engage on the side of PARP. You want someone who can have their own escape as well as have the peel from the Warwick Fear, from the Root, from the Anivia and the Janna, and then also if there's enough peel, as you said, in these extended team fights, Tristana getting any reset on anybody
is huge.
It's going to be really, really huge. When she hits that 3-item power spike, you have to look for them to start trying to make plays around the map. If I'm Cassis Shoe Shop, I'm trying to look towards my mid and bot lane to get them ahead and get Tristana snowballing where she can some chip damage on these towers. Hopefully it's a Mountain or an Infernal Drake for the early game. So their win condition is definitely trying to keep Tristana even, because if Tristana stays even, I believe she can probably do a little bit more in team fights just because of her kit naturally.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And going into this match, I was thinking about like the lane matchups and the players at hand, and I think like the marquee matchups watch, it's not necessarily one lane, but two, and it's going to be the jungle mid combination. I think jungle across the board probably the closest skill levels between the two teams. You have Clumsy Chocobo and DG Mad Hatter on the side of Cassis Shoe Shop. Mad Hatter being somebody who's very solid in team, really good at getting his DPS off in a safe fashion, combined with Clumsy Chocobo, who's a good aggressive jungler who can make in a mid lane and get a little bit of an advantage for DG Mad Hatter. On the flip side, you have Violet Sociocat, who's good aggressive mid, combined with Ariane, who's good smart jungler, good at his pathing, good at knowing where to be. And I think that combination is going to come down to which jungle mid combo in the early mid game, make the most happen in either top lane or bot lane to snowball the side lanes.
Alright, we are loading into game. Real quick, I want to get your guys' predictions for this match. Eric, go.
I'm gonna have to give it to PARP, honestly. I think their 1-4 is disgusting. And I think I know I say like there's a chance to make it an extended team fight, use the monsoon from Janna to reset the fight and get if you want. But even if they do that, Galactic Strand's gonna be pushing in top lane. So they're gonna be grouped as 5. They're gonna be getting split pushed down. Like and at that point, I think you're just gonna see PARP disengage that fight once they want. Just go let Galactic Strand do his thing on the Aurelia.
Alright, Sean, go.
I'm just going to preface this by saying I will eventually end up picking PARP, but I think the win conditions that need to happen for Cass's Shoe Shop, if they're going to win, they have to look for early game skirmishes with the Warwick, and then when Aurelia is split pushing, you can't match her in the side wave because you don't want your Anivia there because she's your main form of wave clear. So you have to engage with the flank TP from the Maokai and then just force it down their throats, whatever lane that they're in right there, because Aurelia in a team fight, while she can be fed, and as we saw in the UOL TSM series, she can be fed, but if she's with the team, she doesn't provide much in a team fight sense. So if you can force her to come to do a 5v5, it's definitely going to nullify this pressure she has in the side wave, but the way that Cass's Shoe Shop has to deal with is that PARP makes up for that by having a better straight up 5v5 in my opinion.
Yeah. It'll be an exciting game for sure. We did see gold lead at 50 seconds over to Cass's Shoe Shop as the ward got picked up by Super Hoogie, and then they double warded the bush behind the red buff, which I thought was kind of humorous. Been there, done that. Fairly standard start, honestly, for level 1. Neither one of these comps wants to do too much early. Orianna, Sejuani don't really want to be skirmishing too much early. And while the Anivia and the Tristana aren't bad early, like, nobody else on the side of Cass's Shoe Shop really want to do too much.
Jirachi, I want to talk to you about something that we talked about last game, or last time we were streaming, is the ADC itemization, and we Adorn's Blade instead of the 3 pots with a longsword for the MF.
Well, yes, I do. On the MF, I think the longsword start is actually not bad. So, and Sean loves his longsword starts, and I think he likes building lethality on Misfortune. So,
I know we played against him with it. He rushed Duskblade, like that was his first item. He had Duskblade and no boots, like that. So he wants to get that really early Duskblade, get that really early power spike, and start to just Shrek faces with it.
yeah,
Interesting keystone choice for the Maokai with Bond of Stone.
Oh, he did?
Oh,
Stone
wow.
Pact, yeah.
Oh, Violet Toasting Hat gonna get stunned up a little bit by DJ Mad Hatter. Just these little trades going down level 1, level 2. Not too much so far.
Yeah, and this mid lane, I think you're gonna see. Really, it's gonna depend on how well DJ Mad Hatter can farm under his tower. At least until level 6. Once he has his ultimate, he'll be able to start pushing back into the Orianna, but 3-6, he's just going to get shoved under his tower really hard, which could open up for some early roams here from Violet Sociocat.
Definitely. I'm looking at Clumsy Chocobo to try to make plays pre-6, mainly from mid lane right now, because we know that Orianna does have the early pressure in there because Anivia doesn't.
Going in onto Jimmy, he does have quite a bit of damage from that, but Clumsy Chocobo is here to answer top lane. Does land here? He's gonna follow, but Blackstrand does not even have to flash, but Arion,
I agree on that play.
Oh look, it's a double gang top lane level 3. What do you know? Arion is here. Clumsy Chocobo's gonna walk into the bush, he's gonna get Arctic Assault to the pond. Will we see first blood? He still has a flash. Permafrost goes down. Flash for beautifully done. First blood for Caleb. Jimmy is just stuck in a 1v2. Beautiful play from the top jungle of PARP.
And that's kind of what I'm talking about. What I was talking about when I was highlighting these two junglers, because you've got a very aggressive jungler in Clumsy Chocobo going for the aggressive play, being the first jungler to make the play, look for it. And whew, that double buff on Aurelia doing a lot of work right now. But then it was Irion's intelligence to just be in the right spot at the right time. He kind of, I don't know if he predicted that play was coming or if it was just a pure counter gank, because he was more hovering the mid lane when that play started. But he had the wherewithal to make that run top lane.
I mean,
Yeah, I think
that's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think if you're Clumsy Chocobo, you kind of have to know, or it seemed like there was a lot of miscommunication on the side of Cass's Shoe Shop. They didn't continue on with the gank, even though it kept on going a little bit further and a little bit too deep. Also, they should have known that Sejuani started bot side, because bot lane should have told him that he leashed. But in the end, it comes out to be a first kill and double buffs over to the Aurelia, which we again talked about as one of the huge points of pressure for Team PARP.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, this is PMA LCS, so it's the classic double jungler gank top lane, but this is not that. We're going to see Clumsy Chocobo getting some nice damage on the Violet Source Cat. Oh, the nice wall off onto Caleb stops him from coming in, and Clumsy Chocobo is going to claim back heal, but Arion is here to answer. Does pop the A. Clumsy Chocobo is taking quite a bit of damage from Caleb, but the TP is now coming in there. PARP are just gonna have to get out here. Caleb's stunned up and now rooted up by the Twisted Advance. He's got nowhere to go. Oh, he might get out. Is the damage not quite there yet? Sapling? One more hit. Clumsy Chocobo picks up 2 kills for himself.
Give me back those double buffs. They're mine.
Double buff transfer reset complete.
And exactly what we were talking about earlier is the way that you can win these fights if you're Cass's Shoe Shop is skirmishes and having the Anivia displace the number and make numbers advantage, and then getting the Aurelia really low, the W, the blood scent from the Warwick, allowing him to catch up, do enough damage, and a really nice TP by Jimmy to come in there and make it for a 2 for none.
Great communication from Cass's Shoe Shop saying the play's happening, and oh, we can't. It's just the TP to the mid lane. It's not the 4-man pile up in the bot lane, but we can still get quite a bit of value out of this. So
I'm a little bit concerned about the. Sorry, I'm a little bit concerned about the farm lead that Violet Sustycat has gotten. She's got herself about a 20 CS gold lead, or a 20 CS lead, excuse me. Not necessarily a gold lead, because DG Hatter has those 2 assists in his back pocket. But he does have his tier now. He does have his level 6. He should be able to start sustaining that wave and starting to push back just as hard.
Yeah, it's only really about 120 gold lead, so it's about a wave and a half. But you like you said, you have the tier now. You can start stacking it up as Anivia. You'll have the push. You'll just be able to wave clear, farm mid, scale until late. Just buy some time until you can get another gank mid, most likely, because Oriana blew both summoners, so you could probably see a repeat gank there.
We are going to see the blue buff getting handed over to DG Mad Hatter, so that will help even further. But Violet Sustycat knows and was looking to cut off the path, make DG Mad Hatter take the long way back to mid. Not too big of a deal, but
yeah, the blue buff spawning soon for PARP will mean that Oriana gets that blue buff too. If she doesn't die right here, gonna get stunned up, but the shockwave does not do much of anything. Clumsy Chocobo is on a killing spree. Elliot is getting up on the fast
Arion does have red buff.
Yeah, he just doesn't have enough damage. It's an early game Sejuani. Nice, another nice gank mid lane from Clumsy Chocobo.
And this is exactly, I mean, thank you, Clumsy Chocobo, for making me look so incredibly smart. You ganked the lane that has the summoner spell down exactly after I said it. And it just,
we got a roam here from Galactic Strand though, into the mid lane.
Yeah, Arion going in, but it's Arion goes down to the Glacial Storm.
Oh
now
my
Caleb's
goodness.
in the 1v2, but he's really is going to take care of himself. But here comes the suppression, and he's caught in the Glacial Storm. Disaster for PARP.
Well, DG Mad Hatter still had egg anyway, and I'm not sure that Galactic Strand knew that Clumsy Chocobo was still there. But after he saw that he was still there, and Irion went down, even like just to get the egg, I'm not sure if it would have been worth it. Still would have gone down. Warwick duels really well.
Yeah, they're just not playing to their win conditions right now. I think the roams to try to like mitigate the damage that's going on mid lane right now on Team PARP are a little bit overzealous, because you really just need this. Is he gonna get out?
Irion's gonna find.
Yeah,
Chocobo. He does not have his own.
It's gonna
get
flash
out.
forward for it. Permafrost goes down, but the Fear gonna send Arion back. He's going to have the blast
Blast
down.
He's dead.
Oriana's here.
Boink,
Yep.
boink. Just boink. Final Sociocat getting some revenge onto the Chocobo and
Gonna lead to a dragon?
Yep, they're gonna start up this dragon. There is a ward in the pit, but bot lane's too far away. This should be an uncontested dragon for PARP, especially with jungler down.
So this is
Disagree. Go ahead.
This is really, really big for Team PARP. They kind of shut down the guy who's been everywhere, as they are going to contest
Oh,
it.
but the flash forward from Hoki for the Tornado does not hit. Boomarkle is caught up in the Glacier Storm, is not going to go down quite yet. Family Man, good flash forward, gonna pick up the kill.
There's the resets.
Oh, there's a rocket jump right onto the face of Pacifier.
The
He is
dragon
forced to
still
flash
doing
out.
it.
But yeah, CSS, the Anivia is on to the dragon. Yep, it's gonna go down
Really?
to the Tristana. Nicely collapsed from CSS.
I didn't see there being any chance of them being able to contest that, but really good job by the 3-man unit of DJ Mad Hatter and Superman. I'm calling him Superman for now.
Yeah, the family hoagie's really getting that.
Yours is funnier, but mine makes more sense. I'm
I
sad.
hate all of you.
And welcome to Mini Freak Stream, everybody.
Meanwhile, we got the Boo Bite bot lane on the other side.
The boo light.
No, Das Markle. Or Das
That-
Boo. You could say
Das
Das
Boo.
Boo.
Oh,
Das
Das-
Blackishan is going for the straight, but is taking plenty of damage back from Jimmy. He is behind enough from the roams that the Maokai does deal damage back.
Yeah, he was fighting in the minion wave, and also he's got the bomby Jimmy. They haven't been playing to their win condition. They need to get the Aurelia fed, and we're just having fights everywhere.
Blackishan diving in, but the Glacial Prison gonna lock up Chocobo. He is gonna go down. Jimmy's sending out the massive root wall. I'm just
DJ
gonna
Mad
call it
Hatter's
that.
here.
DJ Mad Hatter is stuck in a 2v3 along with Jimmy, and Parker just gonna take the pick and get back out.
Okay, let's kind of reset really quick. A lot of stuff's been going on. We're at basically a 600 gold lead for Team Casasu Shop. They got the Mountain Dragon, which is good for them. We talked about in the early game, especially with Tristana, who hasn't actually been getting as much damage on the turret as I'd like to see for the way as fast as Tristana pushes. So if I'm Clumsy Chocobo, I think mid lane is pretty fine right now. You don't need to keep repeating gank for your Anivia. She's going to be fine in the late game. She will scale. You need to focus bot lane. Dragon's off the map, but you want that first brick gold.
And maybe even going top lane and setting Caleb behind just a little bit, and that Aurelia will have a pretty rough time.
Well, the thing I'm looking at is that Cassis Shoe Shop currently has double TP priority right now for about another minute and a half, because Blackish Trans TP's not up for about another 100 seconds or so. So I'd really like to see them go for a standard mid-game 5-man bot and get some kills, get the mid tower, and then transition that power into the mid lane, get mid lane power, and then you can get Rift Herald, and then you can go get top lane tower. Like, I think that's the play for them to make, but they need to do it in the next minute. Otherwise, Black Extreme can answer that play. And Violet Sociocat also has her TP.
Yeah, I feel like you're seeing the beginnings of that. You see pings going down in the Rift Herald for Team PARP. And if I'm Anivia, what I do, I can go there now, tell my jungler to come there if I feel like it's there, or I could just push out mid lane, jungler and myself go bot lane and do the 4 or 5-man dive as you were just... Oh, stuck in the wall!
He got stuck in the wall, but DJ Mad Hatter has blown all his cools.
That is the most
We need a clip of that. We need a clip of that. I
Oh my
demand
God.
a clip of that.
I've clipped it.
Oh my gosh.
Clumsy Chocobo is back on the invade battle, so Sociocat here for the defense is half health from the whatever just happened before. But
We got the bot lane roaming up for this potential play.
yeah, Parp's bot lane is coming up too. They're just both gonna disengage. Just Clumsy Chocobo just takes the camp steal and gets out. Block Strand going back in on Jimmy. Is in the middle of a bunch of minions, is not winning out on this trade.
Wow.
At all. Early ninja tab he's picked
I
up
was gonna
for
say.
Jimmy is just mitigating so much of this Aurelia damage.
I feel like
Props
there
to
could have
Jimmy.
been a... Oh, sorry, go.
No, I just saying props to Jimmy. He won the crap out of that shit.
I think if the Anivia wasn't with the haha you're stuck in the wall, maybe he could have got a kill off that or burned a flash. As it stands now, we have some action in the mid lane. Burned a flash from Anivia.
Yeah, and also actually this time like Boxman trying to go in with the Transcendent Blades, but meanwhile in the middle lane you've got a massive pile of death. The bot lane of Chart is not here, but Family Man is gonna pick up that kill, but Clumsy Coco gonna die to the turret. Elliot's gonna be the one to pick that up, and that's a 1-for-1 so far in what was a, what was that, 4v2, yeah. Bot lane for PARP is just now coming up. Family Man take the tower shot. The explosive charge does tag Elliot. That's common Tristana problem actually. If you're in range while people are around the tower and the shot goes off, you trigger turret aggro. And actually, fun tip, if you're ever playing against her Tristana and if it's like the first few levels and she does get down on the tower, stand near the tower. The damage isn't that much at the early levels, and it'll proc aggro onto her.
Yes. So we did have a lot of action there for pretty much nothing to happen after it. And that's one of the things I've played against PARP a couple times now. They're very rotation oriented. They like their macro play. So it's very tough to punish them and take objectives after you win a little skirmish like that. Because they had their bot lane roam up, and they're not afraid to have Black Strain even tower. Like, they're very good at this macro oriented play of denying you stuff you want to take after you win. So props to them. Good rotation there by the bot lane. Yeah, sure, they were a little bit late on it early, but they saved the tower from going down, which is what Castle Shop obviously wanted to make happen there.
Yeah, Dustblade has gone for Dustblade, as we see Shockwave missing from Violet Sociocat. That's decently long cooldown. She's probably going to be missing that later. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Blockstring going back in is going to dodge the Arcane Smash, so...
An interesting pickup also for Dustblade is the Lucidity boots.
Yeah, I was just about to touch on that.
He really likes the CDR. I think that's a standard boots on MF, I think.
So here's
either that or no boots.
Well, true,
Aurelia is probably going to try to contest this
getting
rift.
stuck up by the flash off is going to wall him off. Nice wall. Glacial Prison going to tag a Pogi. Meanwhile, top lane, one boot are going to get the Rift Herald, and they're going to go on the Balaka Strand. He's in 1v2. He's just going to dive in on the Chocobo. Wall coming out is going to tag that up. Clumsy Chocobo is just running away. He wants nothing to do with this fight. Just free objective for CSS. The dragon is still up, but that Rift Herald will mean a lot pushing for first tower.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of a really like rushed reactionary play. Sejuani saw Warwick starting to solo it, decided there's no way I can get over there in time, or I'll have to cut through mid lane. We just missed Shockwave, so I don't want to go through there. So let's just try to force this down. Bottom lane, though, like Tristana does, has the pressure. They're all able to roam faster and get there towards. So it's basically a 0-for-none trade that will work out into the favor. I want them to use this Herald, though, in the top lane, because I want to put Aurelia in a really long, so that you can have Malachi push out and then roam to other lanes, as we were talking about. That's their win condition, to get really good flanks.
We're going to have a fight of Bruin, and we have double TPs from the top lane up, so this could be a potential full 5-on-5. However, Irion is not currently there, so it looks like PARP are just trying to stall out for now, which they successfully do.
Yep, he is back in base now. Will be at Dragon in just like 30 seconds or so.
One of the underwritten things about doing a Dustblade rush,
Clumsy Chocobo steals away the Scuttle Crab real quick.
is it gives you another like sweeper. I'm not sure what the cooldown is on it. 90-second cooldown. So it's actually pretty similar to sweeper, where it allows you to clear a ward. And early on, like when you don't have that many wards out on the map yet, we got a flank in the mid lane.
Yep, Clumsy Chocobo diving in on Violet Sociocat, but Shockwave both of them, but not gonna matter. Wall off. Aaron just using the Altered Assault over it. He wants this fight. Permafrost up. Clumsy Chocobo forces the flash.
Good flash.
But another pick for CSS onto the mid laner of PARP.
I'm curious. It looked like Blackastran was making that roam preemptively already, and they were just a little bit behind on that play. I'm not sure if it was a response play, If it was a response play, it speaks to how they play, where they like to get the rest of their team into place to help cover for whenever plays like that happen. Oh, we got a steal attempt coming in.
One TP coming in here. Violent Cat is not going to secure it, nor is Arion. Arion is going to go down. Meanwhile, Family Man is getting picked on by Boomarkle, and Violent Cat's in a weird spot, gets stunned up, stuck in the Glacial Storm, gonna flash out, but is not going to survive. And Family Man getting another kill from South, and here come the resets from the Tristana. The tower is here, they're not going to go any further, but 2 kills and the Dragon.
And it's gonna be first tower.
Yeah. Blakashan actually used the TP to go top to defend that tower, so then Jimmy just used his to TP down to the fight, and there was a 5v4. Boomarkle overstaying, going to get twisted advances, and now he's going to have a full 4
This is going to be 2 towers off of this push.
Yeah, nice Rift Herald push, and Dastbite just going to sit here and watch his tower go down. Does not have a man.
A1 Julio. They get the kill anyway, but a little bit of an overshoot.
So
I got nothing. I just got nothing.
I have to question PARP right here. The communication was either let's go in for this dragon together and try to get the steal, or
Blakashan flashing in for DG Mad Hatter is going to have plenty of damage with that E10 style passive, but it's going to get stunned up by the Flash Frost, and yep, that's the end of that. 4 turrets at the end of the day for CSS. They got massive gold swing, 7k ahead.
Yeah, and that's kind of the play I was
Baron.
looking for. It's not exactly how I wrote it out, but that's the thing about like playmaking and shot calling. It's never going to work exactly how you think it's going to. Good job on them to force the TP from Black Exchange to top lane to save top tower, which allowed Jimmy to have TP priority to come bot lane and make that play. And the pressure that DG Mad Hatter was able to apply top lane, also to answer Black Exchange in the top lane, helped them to get the entire first row of towers in one fell swoop. And that's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
yeah, it's definitely not the easiest thing in the world, but when the other team is disjointed as it seems as they were with their shot calling right there, with the mixed TPs, one going down to Dragon and the other one going up to save a tier 1 tower, when the rest of your team is going to start a 5v4 in the end, and then also you have the Rift Herald and Tristana, so it makes it a little bit mainly with the Tristana and the Rift Herald. And this Tristana is 4-0-1, sitting on a 3-item, or I guess 2.5 item power spike if you don't count boots, which I do. I count boots. They're items too.
Well, and one thing that we didn't even mention when we were talking about these comps was the scaling of the 2 carries from Caster Shoe Shop. And Nivea Tristana is really good scaling. It looks like we have a fight potentially brewing.
Flashing over the wall to get away from PARP using the middle. All of them. The shockwave. Nice the shockwave. Oh, and there's the wombo PARP we're looking for. But the return damage is coming back. Family Man is just free hitting. Flash on him, but there's nothing doing. Triple kill. Oh, DG Mad Hatter is going to steal the Quadra. It's going to land the Flash Frost onto the Dastbite. And there's the Quadra kill.
That's Baron.
Family Man.
That's Baron right there.
Yeah, it seems like
towers.
they're not.
No, they're just going for towers, not
Yeah,
Baron.
they gotta be one. I think Baron is the right call here. These towers are gonna be there when you pick up Baron. Also, the death timers, while they are low, you're just gonna get a couple hundred gold on every member. If you got Baron, you'd have it on everybody else. You could stack up, do this all over again. You are now over almost an 11,000 gold lead ahead. Just a misplaced ultimate by Dastbite. A little bit better positioning probably would have shredded the entire team of Cass's Shoe Shop.
Yeah, and the Wombo looked great for PARP at the beginning, getting the 3-man shockwave, but just not too far behind, just not enough damage, and now CSS can just start this bear, and the rest of PARP are collapsing the area, gets stunned up, and is not going to be in range for the steal. And CSS, yep, they're just going to take the bear, and they're going to book it.
Well, yeah, and in that fight, the Ace fight, I went back and looked at it a little bit. The whole Wombo combo was used on everybody but the 2 DPS carries. And so DG Mad Hatter and Trainland were able to stay incredibly safe. They dodged out the entirety of the time. They didn't get hit by the shockwave. So they were able to just get off free damage the entire fight. And I think, like you were saying, that even if just 1 or 2 ticks of the bullet time had been able to get onto Family Man or DG Mad Hatter, I think that fight's gonna be fight.
Oh yeah, especially because with the lethality build coming out with the Desk Blade from the Misfortune, neither one of them have built any armor items.
Right.
You'll pop an egg at least, and Tristana's gonna have to jump out, so she can't provide reliable DPS. Then you can maybe turn that fight around a little bit more. But at the end of the day, you're on a 1.5 item Orianna, who's not doing much, and you have a Sejuani who's prioritized armor over everything else right now. So it's there's almost no reliable way for them to engage with a fight, 5v5 team fight straight up. It goes back to the win conditions. They need to have this Aurelia, who was ahead at the beginning of the game, continue to be in the side wave, but now that they're on the back foot, there's just no way. She has to stay grouped with the team.
Markle getting caught in that Glacial Storm by the wall. Nice placement from DJ Mad Hatter. He's good. He's good. Glacial Fisher, but he's just gonna dive in to die. The Wombo is back in, but just again, not enough damage, even with a well-placed pull. But Super Hoki does go down. Redemption's coming in. Balakastrand also goes down, but Tristana is down to Aurelion, but there is still an Anivia still up. She can still deal plenty of damage. 2 for 3 to CSS, and there's
Julio
from Boy. Clumsy Kokomo gets shut down.
They get to play eventually, and they get the tower, so I call worth.
Child Toaster Cat will go down to the Glacial Storm. They will get the inhib, but
I'm a little intrigued itemization-wise. If we're talking about that, we see the Iceborne Gauntlet, Frozen Fist out of Clumsy Chocobo. Not that I think it's a bad item on him, but it just doesn't give him any health. And I'm wondering if you maybe go an item that gives you that health aspect behind it. You have the health to make that play.
I definitely think like a Righteous Glory would have probably been, or even a Demon's Plate. Righteous Glory would have definitely helped like you and your Braum get in there. But I don't know if there's anybody on this desk right now that would know about facing a 2 beefy tank lineup and you just can't kill everybody recently.
Well,
did anybody have that happen to them recently?
I was talking about the Iceborne Gauntlet on Clumsy Chocobo, not on Elliot.
Oh no, exactly. But I'm just talking about the fact that after the Tristana finally got shut down on the side of Cass's shoe shop, you had 2 tanks who were just basically taking no damage and almost killed off Orianna to where they could have been 3 men alive, but a little bit too far of a deep dive on by Clumsy Chocobo. But these tanks are doing so much work on the side of PARP that
Go ahead.
Well, it seems like in the past couple of days of PMA LCS, we're seeing if you have more tanks by 25 minutes, you're usually winning every team fight.
Well, right. Tanks are good. Tanks are good in the meta. Itemization for tanks is very good right now. And between Misfortune and Orianna, they're not the best tank killers because they're all kind of bursty, especially if you're going for the vitality. We do see the IE coming out second actually for Dash Fight, which is going to give him a little bit better consistent fight in team fights. Or consistent DPS, I mean, excuse me. But I'm just not sure until he gets another crit item if it will make a difference. Because that's when IE builds really sort of take off, is when you get the additional crit to really start scaling with it.
Especially now that Tristana has hit that massive 3-item power spike. Rapid Fire Cannon, Static Shiv, IE, even with a little bit of life still in there. And they're diving, or just going to throw a...
Yep, it's a zoning out.
But Elliot is onto the back line, and
there's a combo.
Not doing that much damage. He's going to pick up Super Hoki with that. Jimmy gets stunned up by the concussive, pulls back passive, but Elliot will go down for diving into middle. That nice stun on the edge of the Flash Frost. DJ Mad Hatter picking up that kill. He is dominating 4v3 right now for CSS. They're getting this inhib. Flash Frost not gonna quite foul Sociopath. She is. Oh, Clumsy Chocobo's gonna miss. Yet another ult gets stunned under tower ring, but he is just too.
It's not gonna matter.
It does not matter. Clumsy Chocobo takes down Violent Sociopath. This might be game right now for CSS.
Yeah, and I gotta give a lot of credit. I know I've talked with Clumsy Chocobo Julio quite a bit about his team, and I know there's a couple things they've been working on a lot. One was TP plays with Jimmy, their top laner, and one was their AD carries positioning. And I think both of those things that game were really good. He's a very good team.
Flashing from Elliot, Family Man jumping in onto the face of that spike, gonna get the double DG Mad Hatter, goes godlike. They're looking for this final kill onto Boomork. Well, why not? He's gonna flash the fountain, but nope, that's gonna be it. CSS taking the first game over PARP. GG.
Yeah, sorry, I think you got a little bit behind. I was like, the game had ended on my screen.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So between two like specific instances, one at like level 4 in the middle to answer a roam from Black Extrand and themselves over to got double bust back onto the wall. And Family Man actually had incredible positioning in that game. People have told him to work on before, and I can see him putting time and practice into that. Now, whether part of that's the Tristana pick and some has the leeway to maybe, oh, I'm in a bad place to reset real quick. Just put in the work. He's there. I thought Family Man well, and in general, very strong.
I think the unsung hero of this team comp actually was the one that we kind of criticized most at the beginning of this, and that's Jimmy with his Malachi going 0-0 and 17.
That's a scoreline you want on a tank.
I mean, he roamed well even without having a push. He was sacrificing CS in lane to help out his mid laner. He TP'd in while he was behind in the lane to try to equalize, and it's just a pick that we all were kind of about in the beginning. Really paid off. It's still point and click CC. It's still really good team fight initiation with the ultimate. Trying to get everyone in there so you can provide more slows and more room for your damage to do for your DPS line to do damage.
Well, and he did essentially what he has to do in that lane. He did fight.
Exactly.
Tank, he farmed, and so I think Jimmy did a great job. Everybody did a really good job on this team. You saw some good plays from Hoagie. You saw good plays from Mad Hatter. You saw good plays from Family Man. You saw good Chocobo, even though he missed.
Two
but all of them still led. All of them still led this. So, but in general, really good play. Probably one of the cleanest that I've seen Cass's shoe split.
I agree. I will echo that sentiment. Yes.
But if I had to pick an MVP in that game, it's really tough. Like that's how you know you played well, is when it's tough to know who the MVP is. But I have to go.
Sorry you cut out there. I have no idea who
you keep cutting out in and out, buddy.
I have to give it to Family Man.
Okay.
I think he played really well. I think his point. I don't think he was ever caught by the Shockwave Bullet Time Glacial Prison combo that that PARP had. That was especially the team fight that broke up in the game. That ace about 22, where he was able to pick himself up a quadra kill. It's because he hit by the damage from PARP, and I think that was a huge part in it. So I gotta give it to Family.
Okay, Menbong, real quick, give me your MVPs, but like real quick because we gotta go break soon. Speaking of MVPs, I posted the poll in the chat. Go vote for it.
Real quick, go. I think I'm just gonna have to give it to Clumsy Chocobo. While Family Man did do what Tristana was supposed to do in late game team fights, without Clumsy Chocobo getting those early game advantages and those counter gank roam into the mid lane and then re-ganking Violet Sociocat, you probably wouldn't have seen the advantages accrue for Cass's shoe shop.
Real quick, I will actually give this one to Jimmy. He was doing so much work in team fights, setting up. Oh my god, I'm getting feedback again. Setting up for the Anivia and Tristana damage, and also, 0017. That is the perfect. That's a perfect scoring line for a non-damage dealer. So.
Yeah,
we'll split on the desk. We'll see what you say on the MVP.
Yeah, go vote in the MVP. Oh, I will. I'll see if Eric, I'll send it to you. But yes, we will be right back for game 2 of PARP versus Cass's Shoe Shop. So don't go anywhere.
Damn.